In the case of Maria Kolesnikova, the claims and the counterclaims have been circling, from her being snatched from the street to choosing to flee the country. Well, now we're getting more of a picture as two other members of the Coordination Council, that's the opposition group, wanting to facilitate a transfer of power, well, they have spoken out after crossing the border into Ukraine. But what exactly happened? Let's take you through what we do know, bringing you the information both from Maria Kolesnikova's team and what the Belarusian authorities have been telling us as well. Pinch of salt on that latter one here. But anyway, starting up here at 10 a.m. when Maria Kolesnikova's lawyer said she was snatched from the streets, vanished from the streets. Witnesses saying masked men bundled her into what appeared to be a minibus. That's, of course, in Minsk there. Then we hear nothing more until the early hours of the morning on Tuesday, 4 a.m. down here. This is when the Belarusian authorities confirmed that she attempted to make a border crossing in a vehicle. Now, this is no small distance. That's 300 kilometers. It can take up to 5 hours, more than 5 hours, to make that drive. So why did she make the drive, and how did she end up at this border post with Ukraine? Well, according to the country's president, it was an attempt to slam on the gas and get out of the country. This is what President Lukashenko said.
Maria Kolesnikova and two others, either her companions or drivers or friends, were fleeing to Ukraine. The people in the car hit the gas, and she was apparently thrown out of the car as it was moving.
Well, far from fleeing the country and falling out of the car, the two men who were with her said that Maria Kolesnikova fought back at every stage, saying she would not leave the country. Let's bring you up the statement they said at their press conference, saying she was forcibly pushed into the back of the car with them. The safety locks were put on, and they were then driven to the border. There's a period of no man's land between the Belarusian border and Ukraine, a sort of a road that leads between the two. They then said the actions she took along this journey meant she could not be forcibly expelled. This is what they said.
When they put Maria into the car, so she turned her passport all over, so there was no legal possibility to go to Ukraine now. This is simple.
So she tore up her passport?
Yeah, she tore up her passport completely.
Right now, she don't have any passport?
Yeah, she climbed from the car and she walked from the Belarusian territory.
Tearing up the passport and turning back. You're hearing there from the two men who did make it across to Ukraine. And Maria Kolesnikova got out of the car, tore up her documents and walked back. Now, this is an account that's been backed up by the Ukrainian authorities. The deputy minister in the country saying it was a violent discharge. I'll add it from myself. It wasn't a voluntary trip, saying this was an attempt to cripple the opposition by once again forcing members out of the country. Now, I think the important thing to remember is that while two of the council, the two men you saw in the press conference there, made it to Ukraine, we still do not know where Maria Kolesnikova is. Belarusian authorities confirmed to Euronews she's being held as part of an investigation, they said, into what happened on the border, but no location was given. So as of Tuesday night, Maria Kolesnikova's whereabouts are unknown, her lawyers demanding access to her, saying that anybody detained in Belarus has the right to that kind of advice. So what we're seeing here is Maria Kolesnikova, her whereabouts unknown, but certainly the version of the state given by the state has been rubbished by the two others who were forcibly expelled from the country.